White shirts on the pitch, running fast through the night. Every heart beating loud under floodlit sky bright. So to London, stand strong. In the stands they belong. Voices echo like thunder. To the club they sing along. Up in Spurs we arise. Eyes on the prize. Victory in sight with all our might. King's fire in his eyes. Glory's what he seeks. With every goal he flies, rising to new peaks. From the lake to far and wide, with the pride of the fight. On this journey we'll ride, with our passion burning bright. Up in Spurs we arise, eyes on the prize. Victory in sight with all our might. From the lane to far and wide, with the pride of the fight. On this journey we'll ride, with our passion burning bright. Up in Spurs we arise, eyes on the prize. Victory in sight with all our might. With all our might. With all our might.
Hi guys and welcome to THFCTILLDIE, your home of Tottenham past, present and exciting future under Ange and this is a little video I'm doing on Tottenham and Ange's rally reign at Spurs and my thoughts on the season so far and where we can go, especially with the busy month of December coming up. And we're going into a little bit of Tottenham's 2024 football calendar year. You know, how they've done at home, how they've done away. And then lastly, we're going to look at the Premier League table and just sort of try to look at any positives that we can get out of it, because it has not been the most positive time at all being a Spurs fan, especially after the draw against Fulham yesterday, where a lot of fans are saying we should have won. But if you look, we've got a lot of injuries. We've played against Roma on Thursday. It was Fulham were a fresher team as well. So but should we be beating teams like Fulham? And is it easy to use the excuse of we've got injuries and all such of things? Was Ange's in-game management better? Can that be improved? I think the only thing I would say about Ange yesterday, that his in-game management could have been better. But I think that's the only way. I agree with everything else he said in the press conference. And also his second point about whenever Tottenham do bad, especially the way we played against Man City, and then we have a poor game against Roma, and we have a poor game against Fulham. This thing, well, you played well against Man City. Why can you not play like that every game? I don't think any game's the same. I think with Man City, we had our first 11 out. We had a fit team, but we seem to have lost one or two players. And yesterday, Maddison went a bit quiet. Sonny wasn't really effective. We were missing Solanke, so maybe was that Solanke being sent home? Has that unnerved the team a little bit? And you know, I think we need to look at all different aspects of what happened yesterday. But I do feel that we should be beating teams that is at home. But was a point good yesterday? And for how we played, and for what we're going through, I think a point is very, very, pardon me, very, very good. Well, let's start with our December fixtures, and it is a quite busy month, Christmas. We are going to play 2 games a week between now and January. And we start, of course, we've got the Fulham game, of course, on Sunday, but we'll go to Bournemouth away on Thursday. and then we go home to Chelsea on the Sunday, and then 7 days later we're over Southampton. A couple of days later we're home to Liverpool, and then we've got Forest and Wolves away over the Christmas period on St Stephen's Day, and then a couple of days before New Year's Day we have Wolves at home for the last game of the 2024 football calendar year. In the mix of that as well, we've got a Europa League game as well, away to Rangers on the 12th of December. And then also we have a League Cup quarter-final game at home to Manchester United. So, it is a busy month. I just said on my post-match show, league-wise, I'm going for 14 points. Let me know in the comments below what you think, if you agree with 14 points or not. Let me know if you think that we can get a result against Chelsea and Liverpool. I think they're the most difficult games out of that batch. We should get a result of Bournemouth. Hopefully Romero should be back for the Chelsea game. Hopefully. And then we've got Southampton away, and then we've got Liverpool at home, Forest away, and Wolves at home. So we've got 3 home, 3 away. And then, of course, we've got the home tie against Manchester United. But the problem is we've got Southampton on the Sunday, but we've got Rangers again on the Thursday up in Scotland. So traveling wise is not too far. It's only an hour or so on the plane. So maybe traveling probably is not so bad. But we played Bournemouth, we played Roma at home, and we played very badly against Fulham. Well, not badly, but we didn't play well. Maybe does 2 games a week catching up on us, and does 2 games a week mean we did get him right in the summer transfer window? And I keep saying it, is it coming to bite us on the arse? And the answer to that is yes, I think it is. I think Ange has not built the squad big enough to cope with all the games we're in. And once you get a few injuries, once you get a few suspensions, like we have with Bentancur, injuries like we have with Van der Ven and Wilson Odegaard as well, and Richie as well, we're struggling. We're at the backbones. We're using youngsters now to fill out the subs bench. So, we're going through a tough time at the moment. So this is why I think that point at home yesterday, as frustrating as it was, how poor people think it was, maybe in the bigger scheme of things, that point was not a bad result. Maybe it wasn't. Now, this is Ange Postecoglou's stats now for the 24-25 season. I broke into 3 different sections, of course, the Premier League, the Europa League, and the League Cup. And if you see in the Premier League, we've played 13 games, we've won 6, drawn 2, lost 5, 20 points. So that's 1.54 points per match. So, leaves us only 5 points off second place. So there's a very tight group of, I think, from Chelsea downwards. I think from third downwards. That's a very tough, tight group. I think Man United just blows as well. So any team gets a bit of consistency going. They quickly go up the table. Europa League, of course, we're in 9th place, but we're 1 place off the 8th place qualifiers automatically for the round of 16. We've won 3 games, drawn 1, lost 1, 10 points. And look, for me, I think we will qualify in the top 8. I think we've got a couple of good games now to end up this group phase, this league phase, and I think we will get a result up at Rangers, and we will get a result in Elfsberg as well at home. So I think we will qualify. And of course, the quarterfinals of the League Cup are home to Manchester United. So look, I think it's a game we can win. I think we can go to the final, and I think it's a competition I think we can win. I said at the start of the season that we could do the double, we could do the Europa League and the League Cup. So, let's not give up hope. It's not, and you look at that. Really, is it as bad as people are saying that? We're quite doing well in the league. We're quite up in the league. We're doing well in Europe. We're in quite a decent position in the Europa League. And we're in the quarterfinals of the League Cup. So is it really that bad? I think emotion takes an awful lot of yesterday. I think people were thinking even with the side we have should be good enough to beat Fulham, but we weren't clinical enough and we didn't take our chances. You don't take your chances, you don't win football games. No team has a divine right to win in the Premier League. Everyone can beat everyone. Everyone can take points off other teams. I mean, you look at Man City. They've lost 6 out of the last 7 games or something like that. And they're down the table. And is there any shouting up there? No. And I know somebody said in live chat, is because they've won stuff. But it doesn't matter if you won trophies the year before. It's all about this season. It's all about, if Man City drop down that league, are the owners going to give Pep time? Of course they will. So we have to give Ange time to put it right at Tottenham. No point changing the manager. No point at all. So in total of the 24 calendar year, for the stats for the 24-25, but it's sort of this part of the season from August to December. So far, we've played 20 matches. We've won 11. We've drawn 3. We've lost 6. We've got 36 points altogether. I mean, they counted the quarterfinals as points as well. So it's 30 points. So that's around about 1.80 or 1.75 or 1.70 points per game. If you take the 6 off, probably for the League Cup, so you're looking around 1.75, 1.76 per game. So, do you know what I mean? It's not as bad. I don't think it's as bad when you look at it that way as people are making it out to be. Ange, of course, in the 51 games he has managed us, his 26 wins, drawn 8, 17 losses, 102 goals for, and 75 against. So, you know, it's not bad, not great, but not bad either, to be fair. Right, these are the annual Premier League table for 2024. Tottenham, this is the whole calendar year. So this is from the 1st of January 2024 up to the game against Fulham at the weekend, which was the 1st of December 2024. And we've played 31 matches in the 2024 calendar year. We've won 14, drawn 5, lost 12. We've scored 60 goals. We've conceded 46. So we've got a plus goal difference of 14. And we've got 47 points. Now, you can knock out the first 3 because they're all equal on 74 points each. Probably Chelsea as well, because they've been quite conceded. But you look from Newcastle, Man United, us, it's quite tight. So you're looking at a point behind Man United and 3 points behind Newcastle. And we've played a game less than Newcastle as well. So, you know, I would love to see this table at the end of New Year's Day or New Year's Eve. I will bring this table up again. But just wanted to make a point that for the calendar year, we haven't done that bad. We've scored more goals than Man United. And I think if you look at the goals as well, we've conceded the same goals as Chelsea, but we've conceded less than Newcastle, and Man United have conceded 2 less than us. But we've got 14 goals plus 14 goal difference, more than Man United, more than Newcastle, and then Chelsea have 23, and then of course the top 3: Liverpool 23, Liverpool 40, Man City 41, and Arsenal 57. So, you know, I don't think it's as bad as everyone's making it out to be fair. This is a home league of so far this year, the 24-25 season. And our home form, we're in 4th place. We've played 7 at home, won 4, drawn 1, lost 2, 17 goals scored, only 7 conceded. So we've got a goal difference plus of 10. That's 13 points out of a possible 19, 20, out of a possible 22. And the team at the top, which is rarely, I can't believe, is Brentford. Brentford unbeaten at home this season so far. 6 wins and 1 draw. 10, the same as us. And Liverpool as well. Only 1 defeat in 6 games at home and 7 games at home. So we're up there and up thereabouts. I mean, Arsenal, look, 6 games played, 4 wins, 2 defeats. They haven't lost at home this season, but they're only on 14 points. So if you're looking at home form, we're only a point behind Arsenal. We're 5 points behind Liverpool. Do you know, a couple more wins if we keep our home form going, but where's really kicking us in the arse is our away form. And this is where our season, I think, has been a bit derailed and a little bit more inconsistent. This is where it goes. I mean, you look at the top 6. I mean, you look at Man City down there at 7th. I mean, you look at the home team, the home league, Man City are not even in the top 6 for home league wins this season. in the first 7 games at home. They're not even in the top 6. And you look at here, Man City are 6th for away form. 7, they played 7, won 3, drawn 1, lost 3. Only 10 points. They've got away all season away from home. Tottenham were at 12th, and we rarely do have a bad away form. 1-2, drawn 1, lost 3, 11 goals scored, 7 conceded. So we've got a goal difference plus of 4, which is only valued 7 points. But you look at Liverpool, you look at Chelsea, you look at Arsenal. 11 points for Arsenal. You just look at Liverpool, how consistent Liverpool are this season. And that's the point I'm making. Liverpool probably the only most consistent team in the Premier League. Or Chelsea probably are thereabouts. You can think really are a little bit more consistent. But if you go down like to Forest or Brighton or Man City, and us, we're not consistent. And that is the problem. It's win, loss, win, loss, win, loss. But at the moment, it's win, drawn. So we're unbeaten in 2 games. And hopefully that drawn has stopped the rot of the way it is. Now, I thought I had one of the Premier League season. I think I did. Just let me double check. Let's see. No, I didn't. I was going to bring up, but what I'll do is I'll bring it up via the Premier League for you guys. So just give us a couple of minutes. Because I want to make a point about this. And this is really my main point is of where we are. And why I think people are making a bit too much out of this. Of us not having a great run of the season and that we're struggling and the inconsistency. That we're not the only club that is inconsistent. Now, you look at here, Liverpool, right? They've won 4, drawn 1 in the last 5 games. So they've been very consistent. Arsenal was second, 1 defeat in the last 5. So you can say Chelsea, Liverpool, Arsenal, Chelsea have been the most consistent team. Probably Brighton as well, only 1 defeat in the last 5. Then you go to Man City. 4 defeats in a row in the Premier League. 1 win out of the last 5 in the Premier League alone. They haven't been consistent. You look at Nottingham Forest, 2 defeats in the last 5, 3 wins, 2 defeats. You look at us, we haven't been that consistent. Lost, win, drawn, but maybe that consistency now hopefully has been broken. You look at Brentford, they haven't been that consistent. But just look at Man City, 4 defeats in a row. Now, if that was Ange at Tottenham, we'd be screaming for it. People would be screaming for his head. People would be screaming for his head. And we're only 20 points. We're 5 points behind Arsenal. Do you know, 5 points? We're 3 points behind Brighton for the Champions League. Do you know, we're only 2 points behind Nottingham Forest. We're a point ahead, of course, of Brentford. We're on the same points as Brentford, but we've got a better goal difference. Again, we've scored 28 goals this season. We've scored more goals than anyone else in the Premier League. And when you look at our goals against, the only teams on 14 goals against, it's Arsenal, Chelsea and us. And then when you go to the goal difference, apart from Liverpool, we've got a better goal difference than any other teams above us. So, look, I think if you look at it that way, I think we're not in a bad position. And I think Ange is right in what he says in the press conference. And I will bring up what Ange said in the press conference because I think it makes a point. It's the final bit for me. It's the final bit where he says, where is it now? It's really important that we don't react to any, just stay focused because I just sometimes feel, especially with players we have got at the moment, they're just working really hard for this football club and try to progress to where we want to be. We're in good shape. And this is the bit I'm trying to make. We're in good shape. We're still in a decent position in the league. 5 points off Arsenal in second place. Scored more goals than anyone else in the Premier League and a better goal difference than the players apart from Liverpool. Then better than Arsenal, better than Chelsea, better than Brighton, better than Man City, and better than Nottingham Forest, who have 12, 12, 5, 3, 3 respectively. So we've got a better goal difference. In the league, we're still in the League Cup. We've got the quarterfinals for that to come in the 19th. I think it's a competition we can win. and we're at 9th in the league in the Europa League. Now, if I bring the Europa League table up, and just to also prove that, to sort of make the point that where are we going now? That we're still in contention for that as well. We haven't done bad, and I think a lot of people, yeah, are disappointed we didn't win yesterday, but I still think it's an overreaction to think that we're really woeful. We're not. I mean, look, here we go again. I don't know if you guys can see it, but look, if you look between Galatasaray in 4th and us in 9th, it's only a point in it. I mean, if you look at Rangers, haven't really had a great day, and there were 3 wins, 1 draw, same as us. We've got a goal difference of 4, which is probably the same as Galatasaray and Anderlecht. We beat Rangers on the 12th, and then I think our last few games, if I can get the last few games for you guys, look, we've got Rangers and then Elfsborg. We'll win them last 2 games. We're in. We're through. We've qualified for the round of 16. We don't have to play the playoff matches. So, do you know, I think I can understand the frustration of where people think where we should be and what we should be doing. But if you look at all that evidence and you look at all that, you look where we are in the league, you look where we are in the League Cup, look where we are in Europe, and the injury crisis we have, and I think it's the right time to have an injury crisis. It sounds daft for me to say that, but I think if you're going to have an injury crisis, I think it's to have it now instead of the business end of the season. I think we're in good shape. And if we can get through this blip by putting a few runs together and getting a few points together and get up that league, get to the semi-finals of the League Cup, qualify for the round of 16 for the Europa League in January, and have that few weeks off where we don't have to play the playoffs, I think we're going to be all right. I think we're going to end up having a damn good season. But listen, guys, thank you so much. I hope you've enjoyed this. I will be back on Wednesday with a pre-match show for all the build-up for the Bournemouth game. I will be also back on Thursday with Tottenham Team Talks, of course, before kick-off. The watch-along course will be live. And then the pre-match the post-match on Friday. Saturday, we've got all the build-up to the Chelsea game. And then Sunday, we are doing Tottenham Team Talks. And then we're going to do the watch along. And then we are going to do a post-match live special where you guys get to come on, have your say on the game. And also do please pick up your memberships, because once we reach 2K, there is a lovely prize. We're going to put all members into a giveaway. It is a signed Gary Lineker shirt from the 1991 FA Cup final. We're going to do that live on air. So if you're a member, and once we reach 2K, your name will be put into a hat, and you will be in line to win that beautiful bit of Tottenham history and signed by one of our greatest strikers that has graced our shirt. Listen, please like and subscribe. Let's get to 2K before Christmas. Whatever you do, please enjoy the rest of your day or evening, whatever you're doing. Come on, you Spurs. In big Ange we trust. We never stop. We will never give up either. Come on, you Spurs.